Wait, Xander, you're spoiled for wanting more than the 29th ranked offense in football. You're spoiled. Fuck, what are you talking
Hey.
about?
All right, couple minutes or couple hours, I should say, after the win, 10-7 at Lambeau, your takeaways, man. I mean, have you changed your opinion on anything, or have you added some more context to anything?
Well, I think the opinion that's changed is that when you go into Lambeau on the road, you got to come out of there with a win. That's obviously a good thing. But I think the thing that hasn't changed and will never change is I'm not going to sit here and just accept mediocrity on offense because we won a game 10-7. I mean, I don't think this offense is doing enough of what it needs to do to go back to the Super Bowl. Now, I'll start with the positives, though. The defense looks so far ahead of schedule, it's not even funny. I mean, Jaelan Phillips looks like he is changing not only the edge rushing group, but everybody. The defensive tackles look better. The linebackers benefited in a big way because of that. When you have a great defensive line, that helps out your secondary in a big way. So I think the defense is really in a good spot right now. They've gotten better each week. And boy, thank God for Vic Fangio because they're the star of this football team again. They're the star of this football team, despite being the second cheapest defense in pro football. Crazy to think about, but, it's impressive what Vic Fangio is able to do with that unit. A lot of first-round picks there, so I get it. Not all of them have reached their contract yet, but that's the obvious positive. Now, when you go over to the offensive side of the ball, I think the context of the style of game that it was has to be factored in. But again, average to me, average is a disease. And some people love to accept average for what it is. And it's comfort and it's all this bullshit. And I don't live my life like that. I don't live my life in anything that I do. So the Eagles being what they are and performing like they have offensively, it leaves so much to be desired that it's hard to look past it. But I get it. I mean, they're winning football games. You got to get to the next week. You got to be in a position to win in the playoffs. But I'm not going to sit here and say that I don't have a lot to be desired from the offense. It's average at best. In fact, is average even appropriate?
No,
it might be below average.
It is below average.
I mean, I saw you put out a tweet today. The Eagles don't have an elite offense. I almost answered back, elite? Fuck you talking about? They don't have a good offense. Elite? They don't have a good offense.
You had elite players on it. You have elite players on it.
Elite players, but, Saquon's not running the same this year. And I don't think that's all him, but it's a part of the offense. The running game's just not the same. The passing game is, I don't know, what it was last year. So you're going to need the defense, in my opinion, to be even better than they were a year ago if you want to run the gauntlet in the NFC and go back and win. So I think there's a lot of things to improve on, but it's only week 10. There's a long way to go here, and it's good to get a win in Lambeau Field.
Well, these games are getting lesser. You're going into week 11 here. You know what I mean? We're okay. So would this be a fair analogy on your offense? The Eagles are just happy making a profit. I'm going to put it in business aspects for you. Some companies just are happy to make a profit. They're not looking to benefit and advance all the assets they have on their team or in their building. So what they're doing is, instead of reaching and investing in other things and doing more to try to bring more profit in, they're happy with the return. The Eagle coaches are happy with the return, and the return is wins. They're not striving to be greater than what they can be. They're happy with who they are.
Well,
is that not how you're seeing this?
No, I mean, I think that's fair. I mean, I think the other factor is you are playing great players too, across from you. So, but
third toughest schedule too.
Yeah. You think that Packer defense is as good as they looked last night?
Oh yeah, I do. Well, and look at the losses too. They didn't lose those games against the Carolina Panthers and the Browns because they didn't stop those teams from scoring. They did stop them from scoring. It was that inept quarterback of theirs that couldn't move the sticks. That defense has played pretty damn good all year long, even in their losses, Zander. Look at the Carolina. I look at those losses like that. They didn't lose. What they surrender? 13 points to the Browns? Dude, 13 points you lose in an NFL ball game? How are you not scoring more? All right. You said something about, what'd you say, style of game or style of approach in a football game? Zander, I thought you were the big bully. I thought you dictated style. I thought you dictated pacing. I thought you were the guy who was going to tell them how this game was going to go, not style of play. That is, to me, a soft approach where, hey, what are they doing? I'm going to conform to what they're – fuck
yeah,
that.
But isn't this who we've become?
I'm going to punch you in the head.
Isn't this who we've become?
It is.
Which is, in a way, why I get angry after a game like last night, because we have this team that, don't listen to me. There's people who have been fans of this team a lot longer than I've been alive. I'm 27 years old. There's people who have been fans of this team for 40, 50 years that say that's the best collection of talent we've ever had in Philly.
I agree.
And we let defenses dictate to us instead of us going out and imposing our will. I don't give a rat's ass that you have Micah Parra. I don't care who's on your side. I'm imposing my will. And I'm not trying to say that those players don't.
That's a mentality.
Right. It's a mentality. And I think the Eagles just allow teams to bully them into how they want to play. And to me, that's weak. To me, that's weak.
And mentality.
I think the bigger picture, though, is, like, do you think this is an offense that can do what they did last year? I don't. Well,
they were one-dimensional last year.
Yeah, but they at least had the dimension.
Okay.
They don't have that anymore. And the passing game is still as inconsistent as it's ever been.
Don't you think that last year's style of play regressed the quarterback?
What's that?
Don't you think last year's style of play regressed the quarterback this year?
Well, I think they've changed his approach in terms of how conservative they've asked him to be. I mean, he doesn't even try and really push the ball down the field too much.
He doesn't demand it.
So, I think part of it is they've asked him to do that. And, I think Jaelan really does. The thing I love about Jaelan is I truly believe he really only cares about winning. And because they're winning so much, I think he's bought into what they're doing. Even if it looks as ugly as it is, if they weren't winning, I think he'd be like, bullshit, let's go impose our will so we can win. But they're winning. And he's like, he's bought into this brand because it's worked. But there's so much out there, man. And if you think it's a good philosophy to hope our defense can hold teams to 7 points, I mean, that's crazy talk. You're lucky Jordan Love was worse than Jordan Love was awful last night. He was awful. That dude is so streaky, inconsistent, it's crazy. I mean, Jordan Love stinks. Yeah, I thought he was terrible.
I'm out. I'll never have. You'll never see that guy. I don't care if he throws for 10 touchdowns next week. I'm out, man. He's just not it. What about the 3 targets to AJ? You mean to tell me you can't get that guy? And I say this with respect, Zander. I don't think it's Jaelan that can't get him the ball. I think it's Kevin Patullo that can't get him the ball.
Well, I think Kevin Patullo sucks. I don't think Kevin Patullo has done a good job at all. I mean, I was talking to somebody, Eagles Eric, his name is on Twitter, he broke down. He's one of those like film guys, like he really dives into the film and stuff like that. And that's not as much my lane, but he really thinks it's all Patullo. And he's not like a Jaelan fanboy, but he's like, this is a bad offense. The offensive scheme that they're running and deploying is trash. Now I'll read you what he said to me. He said, Patullo has no awareness during the game. The Packers are flooding the strong side against 12 and 13 personnel and triggering downhill against pistol, leaving a huge weak side bubble, and they attack it one time and get the easiest 7 yards. Packers linebackers didn't even flinch on the under center play action, and Hurts is dropping so deep he can't get it to anyone downfield. In other words, he's dropping like 8 yards on those play actions. The Packers' weaknesses were outside corners and ISO and 2-on-1 in their safeties in cover 2. They ran a seam go and get a guy wide open, and Jaelan sails it, but then they never go back to that play. I remember exactly what play. I think it was to Calcaterra that he was talking about. O-line was a train wreck. So, he's kind of looking at it like, even if Jalen's not playing his best game, the scheme that they're running versus when they're factoring in the opponent that they're going up against. Like, in other words, if you're going up against a great pass rush and you want to pass the football and you want Jaelan to be successful when they're rushing the passer, you need to give him quick outs, quick options to throw the football. He's like, the routes are 10 I mean, a lot of times the pass rushers getting to Jaelan, and the receivers haven't even looked back at Jaelan because they're still 8 yards up the field getting into their route. So there's context there, but look, I don't think Jalen's playing great football right now, or he certainly didn't last night. He obviously did in week 7 and 8. He's not playing great right now. I think the coaching is abysmal, and I don't know. I mean, it's tough because we're a defensive team, and I don't really know that we were meant to be a defensive team.
No, that's not where the money is.
It's a good thing that we are a defensive team, but
yeah, you're defensive.
Isn't it fair to just say, like, this offense should be doing a little more? Like, I get it. People are like, we won. Who cares? I understand. All right, I get it. A lot of you guys don't view football like that. I don't view it that way, but you're entitled to believe that. But don't you, when you watch the game, if you're one of those people, you're like, man, can't we move the ball a little bit better? Can't we find A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith a little bit more? I mean, you said to me, this is how low the bar is. You said to me in the postgame show, Goddard had a big game, and it felt like he did. I'm with you. He had some big catch. He had 4 catches for 40 yards.
Yeah.
Like, that's our new, good job. We got him involved. Like, dude, we have accepted this offense that is just doesn't move the football. I mean, look, I hope it doesn't catch up to him, but that's my concern right now. When I'm angry, it's because I feel like it's going to get caught up to them eventually. And if they do have one game where that defense can't hold an offense, to 7 points, 14
or injuries,
under 20 points. Yeah. I mean, is the offense going to be able to do the job? I don't know. They have really been inconsistent this year. I mean, they've been more inconsistent than they were last year, I think.
Oh, my God, yes.
Yeah. I mean, this offense is just – so
Would you
I don't know what to make of it because you beat a team in Green Bay at Lambeau. It's a tough place to play, man. It's a good team. I guess a good defense on the road in the cold weather. Like, I don't want to let that go. I do understand that part of winning, but
you're talking about winning
so much on the bone. You're just like, how can I look past it?
Yeah, but you're talking about wanting to win a Super Bowl, not winning a game at Lambeau.
Oh yeah, I agree.
That's the bar you're talking the bar of winning a Super Bowl, not the bar of winning at Lambeau. See, what you did was you just compromised your take. Fuck that. Winning a game at Lambeau, you should be expecting that with that talent on that team to go in there and win that.
I agree, but I also understand how hard it is to win in the NFL.
And that's the reality.
That's the approach, but that doesn't always equal reality.
No.
That should be the mentality, but that's not always reality,
Did you understand where I was coming from last night? That I'm not surprised.
I did understand where you were coming from.
You're disappointed. I wasn't surprised.
Yeah, and I'll give you, maybe I was a little too harsh on you. Somebody commented to me, you got to apologize to Sills. Don't worry, everybody. Me and Sills talked off air. Sills knows I love him. But, like, I'm used to John just riding the middle. Like, I'm watching that game, and I'm like, this offense is so bad. And I get on the postgame show, and you of all people is like, I don't know what you're talking about. I mean, yeah, this is what they are. And I'm like, what the fuck, Sills? Normally I'm used to you exploding on this team. Now I'm the one doing it, and you're on John's team. What the fuck?
But
listen, it was a good show.
It was great.
Look, I don't know. It's so hard. This team is so weird, dude. It's so weird. They win a lot. I'll give them that.
Win a lot.
I asked you though. Everybody always tells me Jalen Hurts is a winner. Yeah, and I agree. He is a winner. There's no doubt about it that he's a winner. But is he the reason for the winning, or is he a part of a team that wins? That's where I don't know. And again, it might not matter. Like, who cares? Because the team is what matters, not the quarterback. But,
let me say it here.
The reason that the offense is so stagnant at times. And that's where I had the problem, because if it does bite us in the ass, then you're just like wasting this talent. I mean, by the way, I think AJ Brown's going to be gone next year. No.
Oh, I'm going to get to him in a
pace
second.
For 780 yards.
Yeah, I mean, that's a Quez Watkins here.
He's on pace for 780 yards.
How do you think that's going over?
Look, I think they talked to AJ because his comments in the locker room or last night were, I'm not worried about my targets. It's a tough team win, in Lambeau. They were covering me this way and whatever.
Don't worry.
Maybe AJ won't say anything anymore, but I know AJ's not happy with it. Devontae's kind of clearly, to me, almost looks like he's become the wide receiver 1 for Jaelan. Jaelan looks for him more than he looks for AJ, it feels like to me. I mean, there was one play that kind of went viral on social media, and I don't like to do this because you never know what context goes into a play. But I mean, AJ Brown was literally so wide open right in front of Jalen Hurts' face. It was almost like you couldn't look past it, and there was so much field in front of him, and Jalen just runs right away from him. And I'm like, what are you doing, man? You have AJ Brown. Like, if I was a quarterback for this team, don't you think you'd drop back and be like, where's AJ? Like, that's what, like, I get it. There's scheme and there's routes and there's certain timing throws and everything, but Jalen's a playmaking quarterback that makes a lot of plays outside the pocket. I mean, you would think when he goes into that mode, the first thing you're thinking is AJ 1, Devontae 2. You know, he doesn't even look for AJ anymore. So it's weird. I don't know if there's something going on with them. I'm not going to speculate on that, but it is weird they don't use AJ at all anymore, really.
Okay, so you know what's going around now? The players are trying to throw cover for Nick, saying that Jalen Hurts and A.J. Brown went rogue on that
again,
40
like Seattle a couple years ago?
Yeah, like, so now what they're doing is, I think that's all Nick. They had timeouts. Nick could have called the timeout. He didn't. What'd you make of that whole sequence at the end of the game there with Nick?
Well, I mean, I think it was, you know what, honestly, that's maybe one thing I've changed on a little bit.
Okay.
Not a lot. I think overall it was still a bad decision. But, like, if you think about it, they were at, like, the 40-yard line. So it's pretty hard to pin somebody in the 20 there when you're punting that short. Like, most of the time, you'll I don't know what the rate is, but you're probably looking at a lot of touchbacks. So you would maybe gain 15 yards.
And you had a 26-mile-an-hour wind behind you.
Right. And they've been pretty successful at that go shot, you know, with AJ and Jalen in that moment. So, again, I think overall it was still a bad decision. But considering the circumstance, I mean, I think you can understand Nick's a philosophy of like, all right, do I want to pick up 15 yards here? Or, like, do I want to try and end the game? You know, my defense has not let them score. Basically, I mean, think about it. The only time they scored was when they moved the ball a little bit, but Jahad Campbell took a bad pass interference all the way down in the red zone. The next play, Josh Jacobs ran. That was their only touchdown in the game. That was their only points in the game. That's it. And it required a bad pass interference 30 yards downfield for them to get into the red zone to get a score. So the defense was so freaking good all game that maybe Nick was like, I'll take the opportunity to end this thing right now. So I've come off on like that was as egregious as I thought, but I do think overall it was a little bit reckless. You know, just punt it there. Don't overthink it. Punt it. You got 25 seconds. They got no timeouts. Kill it out. If it was Jalen and AJ, I don't hate it. I don't hate it. I think they should have that. I think that should be a part of the game. Doesn't mean they're always going to make the right decision, but you live on the hill and you die on the hill. You know, I'm not going to, if I want him to have more autonomy at the line of scrimmage, I'm not going to sit here and castrate him if he makes one bad decision to make a call at the line of scrimmage. You either are going to have it or you don't. There's zero expectation that they're going to make the right call every single time. So if they did call it, shit, man, I'm all right with that.
Explain to me Kevin Patullo and Nick, though, throwing the ball with seconds ticking off the clock to stop the clock and basically give them another timeout instead of just running another run play there. It was an incomplete pass. They didn't get it prior. You could have ended the game there if you ran the ball. Do you not see that? That's Kevin Patullo, and that's Nick Sirianni at the end of ball games. That's clock management. They threw the ball prior to that fourth down. Why? Well, fucking why?
Yeah.
Why not run it 40 seconds? You give them the ball with 3 or fucking 2 seconds. You know, Zander, I said it on the postgame. You're not going to do this, obviously. And you're not, but you could have basically snapped the ball, got down to 25 seconds, and what was it, 40? You would have given them 15 seconds. Instead of you giving them 27 seconds to try to get into field goal position. Dude, clock management, the end of game. This is what really hampered Andy Reid when he was in Philadelphia, was handling moments like that. That's the difference between winning Super Bowls.
Is supposed to be good at, right? I mean, that's what Nick is supposed to do.
Yeah. That was poorly handled, the whole thing. And if the players, and listen, if the players did it, I'm totally cool with it. Players wanted to move the sticks. Yeah. They wanted to try to end the game.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
Or they were trying to get them to jump off sides, too.
Is that what happened? Apparently, Smitty said something about it on the post game with Scott Van Pelt? Is that what happened? I didn't see it.
Something like that. They said that, Nick basically wanted to try to get him off sides, but they snapped the ball. Now, supposedly, this is what is being said too, is that now they could be falling on the sword for their coach. They could be. My whole problem was how it was handled all around. But why would, again, Hurts doing that is one thing. The coach doing that is putting your team in a position to fail. So again, I don't know. Well, I don't know. You're never going to get the truth out of Philadelphia. When I'm talking about the Eagles, you're never going to get the truth out of that. What'd you make of Jaelan Phillips, bro?
Yeah, amazing addition, man. He looks like he's bringing that entire defense together. Jalen Carter, Jordan Davis, Moro Ujoma, by the way, he's another massive positive. But you put an elite edge or a guy that's competent and imposing on the outside. That opens everything up for that defensive line, in my opinion. That defensive line. I mean, if you think about it, they got Jaelan Phillips, Jalen Carter, Moro Ujoma, Jalix Hunt, and Nolan Smith. That's 5 guys that can rush the passer. 5 guys that can rush the passer. Then you have Brandon Graham. You have Jordan Davis, to kind of set the edge and stop the running game if you need more help in that area. I mean, they have everything you need on the defensive line. I think Jaelan Phillips really brought that together. He had a great game, dude. He had an amazing debut in Philadelphia. He really did. It's amazing what playing with better players can do for a player and a better coach. You can tell he's –
and a better attitude.
Well, better attitude because he's on a winning team.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's hard to play for a team like Miami year after year. So,
it's like
massive addition, man. Massive
It's
addition.
like going to work in a shitty environment, like working at a place you hate versus working at a place you love. Like
I think he's getting paid in Philly.
What?
I think they're paying him.
Again, Zander, remember, when healthy.
Yeah, you're not letting that guy walk out the door. Well, here's the problem with that take by you. Not a problem, but my pushback. The other alternative that they have right now to pay on edge has the same problem. So pick your poison. Who do you want to pay, Nolan or Jalen? Hey, maybe they pay both. I don't know. Or maybe they do the 5th-year option with Nolan, kick it out, get a couple extra years from him.
That's what I would do.
Yeah, that's what I would do too. But I'm just saying, you know what I mean? It's not like you're looking at a guy doesn't have those concerns, as an alternative. Both of them have injury concerns. Jaelan Phillips is the better player, though, all-around player. At least that's what it looked like in game 1.
Oh, it is. By the way, look at all the first-rounders in the front 7 now. I heard John say that, hey, does it matter now? Hey, that was your evaluation coming out of college that you were a first-round pick. And as a former player who wasn't a first-rounder, that's a big fucking deal to players.
Yeah, it's pedigree, dude.
That's a fucking big thing. That's right. It's pedigree, man. Look at all the first rounders in that front 7 there, man. No, absolutely no question about it. I really liked his addition too. All right. What are you doing to Kobe Dean?
I'm paying to Kobe Dean. Are you kidding me?
Even if he gets hurt again?
Well, if he gets hurt again, that changes the conversation. But that dude's a missile out there on defense, man. I mean, he's a hard hitter. He's totally filled out his body to where doesn't look like an undersized. He's short, but he doesn't look like an undersized backer. He shoots the gap. He's got a great read on defense. He's been great in coverage when he's been asked to do it. I mean, he does everything pretty well. He's a great tackler. Vic loves him. Very instinctive player. Great leader on defense. He wears the red dot, calls everything out. I think I'm keeping to Kobe Dean. I get it. The injuries are a thing you got to keep an eye on there. But like you always say, man, welcome to the NFL. Landon Dickerson was drafted with 2 ACL problems. I mean, you know what I mean? You can get healthier. So we'll see. I think is the big problem with Kobe. But his on-field play, I think one of the biggest things there too is Sills. That's an injury that he had last year. That's not really as most players come back from ACLs nowadays. They're more back in the past, an ACL was a lot worse than it is now. They're a lot more common. They have a lot better, procedures to get players back. Same with Achilles and stuff like that. That injury that Nakobe had last year is not a good one. And to the fact that he looks as good as he does, as quick as he does, tells me that, he's in good shape and, he's got a bright future ahead of him if he can stay healthy. I think I would keep him. I would definitely keep him in this year. I mean, I like Campbell, but.
Guys, do me a favor. Hit the like button. Supers go to the top here. Thank you. Speaking of that, Dude, Jahad Campbell, they need to cut that out on the edge. He's not capable of doing that right now.
Well, they might change that.
I mean,
I
because
mean, he had 10 snaps.
you see them stretch plays that they were getting yardage on off the edge there. I mean, that was on him. They were reaching him, they were slipping him, they were caving him down and walling him down into the pursuit. Yeah, you know what? Listen, it's not a rip on him. It's such a compliment that they asked him to go out there in a need to do that on his athletic ability. But, bro, because Nakobe Dean was brought in, there's no question. John Campbell's reps, they're fucking toast.
Yeah. Yeah, I think he had 22 snaps last night as a linebacker.
Okay.
10 at the edge.
Is that down a lot?
Yeah. I mean, he was playing obviously before Nakobe, he was playing most of them. Nakobe got like 40 something or 40.
So it's ramping up more.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. His days are numbered back there.
I don't think that's a bad thing. I mean, look, I know he's a rookie, I know he's got big upside, but like you're trying to win now. You know what I mean? Like I'll worry about 26 when 26 comes with him. I think he's got a great upside.
I'm not down on him. Absolutely not.
And a perfect example, and I don't say this to pick on Jahad, it's just why you want a veteran when you're competing for a Super Bowl. You know, we're not trying to get to the playoffs here, guys. We're trying to win a Super Bowl. That pass interference downfield. You know, it's a young player. You know, he got beat by a tight end when he really didn't need to take that penalty. He was in fine position. He takes a bad penalty there and puts them all the way down after the Eagles had just extended their lead to a double-digit lead. And then the Packers get right back on the board. Again, I don't set to rip Jahad Campbell. I'm just saying those are the things that when you're a rookie, you have to learn and grow through. So right now you have a player that doesn't have those growing pains and he's playing as well as he is. I think you got to keep Nakobe Dean on the field.
I'll ask again for the 6th straight week. One of those weeks, it wasn't a factor. What's wrong with Barkley?
I don't think there's anything wrong with Barkley. I mean, I think
I say that every week, and I see the same production.
Well, I mean, you do see a lot of these inside zones that they're running over and over again, the same play, and the offensive line on the interior in the run blocking has not been the same. That's the big. I think pass blocking they've been fine. I think pass blocking they've been actually good. I think people have just kind of gotten used to Jaelan, where it takes a little bit longer to throw the ball. I mean, holding defensive lineman for 4 seconds is plenty. That's a long time. So, but I think it's the run blocking. It's the interior and the run blocking. They're not getting the push up the line of scrimmage, and that's why you see Saquon have to make so many jukes behind the line of scrimmage to try and make the first man miss. Credit to the Packers, though. They had some good hits on him last night, where a lot of times he'll make that first guy miss, and they made the tackle in that play a lot last night. So, he's got to be better, but I really don't think it's like a thing of like Saquon lost a step. I just think the offense isn't. The other part about the running game is there's very minimal threat in the passing game this year. Very, very, very minimal. Even more so than last year in terms of shot plays. And when you have that, it becomes a lot easier to defend and play defense against an offense that wants to run the football. If you don't have any threat to pass, or your threat to pass is minimized to a level where defenses are no longer paying attention to it, it's a lot easier to stop the run. If they were able to pass the ball a little bit more consistently, I think that running game would open up a lot more. I mean, look at the New York Giants game. Again, New York Giants, but that's a good defensive line in New York. They have Dexter Lawrence, Brian Burns, Kayvon Thibodeau. They got some guys up there, and they were able to run in that game. Why? Because they were able to pass the ball a little bit more consistently in that game. And that opens things up for the run. So I think it's a complementary game. And I think right now the offense is struggling because it's so stagnant. It's so stagnant on every area, And by the way, now they're doing this thing with Cam Latu. I like it, but it's so obvious what they're doing. They run the same play every time he's in.
Yeah.
So it's like it's not a good fix if you become overly predictable in that. So look, they got a lot of things to fix with that.
I'm going to send you tomorrow what a defensive game plan looks like. I got one from the Cowboys that I had. I'm going to send it to you, and I'm going to show you how they build this thing. Okay, well, here's the problem. It's schematically what's wrong with your run game. It's schematics, and I'll tell you why. What's the one thing Wink Martindale told Jalen Hurts after the 2023 season? Your threat of running, you didn't have it. If I know that Jalen Hurts is not going to be a major factor in the run game anymore, How many of those, Zander, when's the last time you saw him run one of those backdoor where he went opposite like this? He handed off front side and went backdoor. How many of these have you seen him run this year? I haven't seen him run any.
He had one yesterday that was a draw. That was the one he fumbled on. But, not that specific play, but he did have a quarterback draw. Totally caught them off guard, because
when you're a defensive football player and you've got a mobile quarterback, you have to take a linebacker out and spy that guy. When you don't feel the threat, you keep him in the zones and you flood him because the only guy that's the threat is the running back. The quarterback's inability or their inability to want to move him around is what's stopping the run game. Like you said, I don't think the offensive line is having a bad year, even with the injuries in there. I think it's schematics on what they're doing. They're not.
You think that's part on Jaelan too? Which I wouldn't knock him for. Just a question. I think he probably knows that if I run the ball that much every year, my career is going to be shorter. I'm not going to develop in the pocket like I need to have a longer career. Because even when you see him scramble now, he does keep his eyes downfield. Like if you watch 22 tape of Hurts, and I'm not trying to compare the player, but dude, if that dude saw an opening, like he hit that shit. He ran that ball. He didn't hesitate. He saw an opening, boom, he was gone. Now he doesn't do that as much. I wonder if part of it is him trying to develop more as a pocket guy or as a thrower of the football and not rely on that as much, and develop the other parts of his game. I don't know. It's tough to say.
Okay, it's Becton, it's injuries, it's scheme, and it's Hurts not a threat any longer in the run game, and the inability and the passing game being so predictable is why your run game is so inept. They're not doing anything. They just get this. You think D coordinators are threatened by your passing game?
No. Why would they be?
Well, then why don't I just, like I said, you think they're threatened by Jaelan running the ball anymore?
Well, I mean, he doesn't do it to that level anymore. I mean, I read you the stats last night. I think he had 27 yards rushing. So, again, low number for Jaelan.
Okay. That means I only have to worry about one dude, and I don't trust your passing game because Jalen's not going to make throws. I mean, bro, that's why your offense right now, you've only lost one fucking guy, man. Here, let me show you this here. We're going to do our top 10 teams and our top 10 quarterbacks here in a second here. So here's who you are right now, and I'm gonna make a point to you here. Your defense is 18th right now. Do I believe that? Fuck no. I think you're playing like a top 10 defense. I don't even really have to go down these numbers. Against the pass, you're 14th. Against the run, you're 19th. You're 10th in scoring, and you're 26th in third down. I don't think any of those numbers truly represent who you are. Now here's you on offense. I think these numbers totally represent who you are. I mean, and you have to explain to me, Zander, how you're here. You're 23rd in total offense. You're 25th in passing. You're 21st in rushing. And you're 27th in third down.
What are we in passing? 25th?
You're 25th.
And 21st in rushing. Whew.
And 27th in third down.
12th in scoring, which isn't bad because they've been so good in the red zone. Yeah.
How are you this bad? I mean, by the way, the defensive numbers don't represent how good you. I'd like to know how their numbers are in the last 5 games.
Let me look up what the defensive rankings are right now.
Here, I'll give them to you. Got them.
Total defense, Eagles are what?
18th.
18th. Got it.
14th in passing, 19th in rushing. They're 10th in scoring defense, 4th in red zone, and they're 26th in third down. I don't think any of those numbers represent at all the improvement that you're making over the last month. You're playing right now like a top 10 defense. Those numbers are misleading. The offensive numbers are not misleading. That's who you are, man. And you got all your money over there. Why do you think fans don't want to put – like John was hitting back on you last night on one thing that I completely disagree with. When you are talking NFL football, The business of fucking football has to be part of the conversation.
Yeah, right.
I mean, this is not college, because you know why in college, Zander, I could just pull a guy off the bench and put him in there because he's part of my 100 group that I have on my roster. And the pros, you have 53 active guys. The business of football, if you're paying those guys, you're playing those guys. Okay. Zander, why are they so bad?
Offensively?
Why are they underachieving?
Yeah, I mean, shit, if I had that answer.
Underachieving, right? You agree.
If I had that answer, maybe I would take John's advice and apply for Howie's job.
But wait a minute. I mean, Zander, why are they underachieving?
Kevin Patullo is a big part of it. I think Jalen Hurts, is not pushing the ball downfield. I think the risk-averse nature that they've taken on is, my question for John this morning was, do you think the risk-averse nature that they've taken on is going to end up costing them?
Yeah.
Because I get it. The explanation for the draw plays on 3rd and 12, they don't want to push the ball. They don't want to put the ball in harm's way. I get it. But, at some point, does that come and bite you in the ass? I think it could. Doesn't mean it will, but it could. So I think Kevin Patullo has been meh. I think Jalen Hurts, I don't think he's had that good of a year, man. I really don't. I mean, I know the numbers look good and people keep pointing to the interceptions and stuff, but, even last night, like, leave schematics aside and leave, like, overarching offensive problems aside. Jalen just, like, missed throws last night that he normally doesn't miss. I thought like that. Now, that's a one-off game. I don't think every week has been like that, but I do think he didn't have his best performance last night from that area. But, yeah, I don't know why they're underperforming, Sills. It almost feels like they have no desire to perform up the level. It almost feels like the standard has dropped to just, instead of trying to go and win a football game, it's like, don't lose the football game. You have all these assets on offense, and the approach is literally just don't lose it for us. Just don't lose it for us. Just don't turn it over. We're going to draw on 3rd and 12 if we're behind the sticks. Don't lose it for us.
The one thing that I think you struggled with a little bit last night was that John comment when on 3rd and 12s. Here's what he left out. You're right. Brady would go for 3rd and 12, and they would run a run play, and it would gain 5 yards, and Brady would play field position. But what did Brady have in New England for 20 years? He had a fucking lights-out defense and the greatest coordinator of all time. He knew that they were going to get 3 and outs. He knew they were going to get 3 and outs. What's happened here now is that defense is getting better. Zander, they're going to run those plays because they're not going to want to put the ball up when it comes to putting the ball in harm's way. So 3rd and 12s, you're right. They're going to run the ball. They're not going to throw the ball.
I think was a factor last night that you and John both kind of dismissed in the pregame show. I don't think Jalen plays too great in that cold-ass weather, man.
Okay. Could be.
I mean, another game where he was just off his mark a little bit on some of those throws. I mean, he airmailed a couple over some receivers' heads, just inaccurate in some areas. He underthrew Devontae Smith on a couple balls. I think that was a factor for Jalen. And you look at the 2 playoff games last year when it was really cold, in Philly. Not the best games. Now, I know he had the big game versus Washington, but again, that was a game that your defense was lights out and Saquon Barkley got going early. I mean, the first play from scrimmage, for crying out loud, Saquon scored a touchdown in that game. So, you play a little bit differently when you get the lead that quick. I just wonder how much of a factor that had to do, especially coming from – it's one thing if it's been cold. It was like 50 degrees in Philly last week, dude. You go from 50 in Philly and you're freezing your baguettes off at Lambeau Field, at 20 degrees a couple days later. That might shock you a little bit for the first time of the year. So I think that was maybe a factor as well. But I don't know. I don't have the answer as to why the offense continuously underperforms. My problem with it is that it doesn't even feel like they want to get better anymore. It doesn't even feel like they want to be better on offense.
Explain to me why you have the best coaches on the staff on defense and you have the most limited coaches on the offense.
Yeah, we talked about this last night. They got a 5-star kitchen and they put a Burger King chef in, and they got the Burger King and they put a 5-star kitchen, a 5-star chef in there. That's what they've done.
Is that just about control?
It makes zero sense. And I think Nick Sirianni should just acknowledge, like, you're not a coach developer, dude. Like, I know Kevin Patullo is your guy and everything, and you came up with him, but you're not a coach developer. It didn't work. It's not working that well right now. He's not that good of a coordinator. He doesn't understand the moment. He doesn't have a great situational feel for football games. I think that's a big part of it as well. But it is weird. By the way, if you're the owner, like, this is my other problem with the coaching. It's like, if you're the owner and you pay Jalen Hurts the contract that they paid him, wouldn't your next order of business legitimately be get the best coach for that player? That's my second most important thing after paying the quarterback. And it doesn't feel like they did that. They didn't even do that with Kellen Moore. They didn't even do that with Kellen Moore. They brought in a quarterback
for a
Kellen
guy
Moore
that's
was,
so strategic and Howie. For them, and you said something, and I should have said something back to you on it. You go, Sills, remember, they went to February. They didn't really have a lot to pick from. You had no contingency plan knowing that if you were going to get that far. That doesn't sound like Howie. Howie's 5 years out in the future right now on your team. He's thinking all that shit out in the front right
that's
now.
his job. He has a different job than the coaching staff. He's
Yeah,
got.
but he helps pick those guys.
Yeah, I get it. I'm just saying he has a different job. You want your GM looking at the future. They have to. The coach needs to win a game on Sunday. That's it. I don't need the coach thinking about the future. That's kind of my point on Campbell. Like, I know Campbell's got a good future. Let Howie worry about that. The coaches need to win a football game. The Kobe needs a better option. So, I don't know, man. This is a weird team. It really is. But they keep winning, and I think there's a lot of positives to that. But I think they got to be better. I really do. I don't think this team is going to go back to the Super Bowl being this inconsistent week in and week out offensively. I mean, think about it. If we go into a playoff game, some people are going to say they're going to be perfect, and other people are going to be like, well, why isn't it going to be like half the season where they sucked? It's almost like what form of the Eagles do you get? You don't even know. You don't know who you are. You don't know what you're going to get on a given night. And that's a tough way, in my opinion, to go into a Super Bowl window and try and impose your will on teams in playoffs. I don't think it's a good setup. At least last year with the offensive problems, we knew what we wanted to do and what we were attempting to do. I don't even think we know that yet. And I know they want to run the ball, but they got no proven track record of success in 25 of doing it. One game versus the Giants. That's it.
Guys, do me a favor. We're going to get to the supers here in a second because I want to ask Zander a couple more questions. I got two more here. Zander, do you have a problem with me calling Jalen Hurts a limited quarterback?
No, not at all.
Okay. Why do you think
why anybody would have a problem with that?
Yeah. Well, why do you think a lot of folks in Philly do?
Well, because everybody in Philly is protective of their guy, and I'm okay with that. I mean, some people are territorial. Some people, they don't want you to look. It's like the old Philly thing. I can criticize my guy, but nobody else can. You know what I mean? So I get it, but come on. Look at the obvious. They got a $250 million offense, and they're bottom of the ranks in the passing. How are you going to sit here and tell me that he's not somewhat limited? I mean, come on, that's stupid talk. Doesn't even make sense. But there's no evidence. There's not even a single shred of evidence, though, that somebody could use on their side to dispute that claim.
I know. Again, but here, if the fans and know that he's limited, why don't the coaches hire people to those limitations? I said this and I asked you this a couple months ago. Don't you think they hired these coordinators more for Nick than they do for Hurts?
Maybe.
Because they're all passing coordinators. Hey, and
I wonder if that shows you that maybe there's like an underlying because for those who have watched the Eagles longer than the 3-year window that Jalen Hurts has been here, where a lot of you bandwagon people probably have jumped on because they've won so many games, this owner and this organization, not even just the owner, is legitimately notorious for oohing and on and glazing and dreaming of having a high-powered passing offense. That is what they've always wanted. They even tried to trade your boy Jalen Hurts to get Deshaun Watson and Russell Wilson 3 years ago. Okay? So that's what this organization wanted historically. Now, they've won games a lot. And sometimes winning cures a lot.
It does.
But if they did start to lose.
But it hides a lot, too.
It hides a lot. But, my point is, if they keep hiring these passing coordinators, are they insinuating to us that we don't really want to embrace the way we're playing? We really want to get better at passing the football, but it's just not happening. I don't know. I'm wondering if there are some underlying themes there that you could probably pull from the coordinator hires that are deeper than just they hired a shitty guy. They hired passing guys. Kevin Patullo was a passing game coordinator. He's been in the NFL. And here's the other problem. Again, I don't think Kevin Patullo is doing a great job. Kevin Patullo has been a coach in the National Football League for 16 years. 16 years. Like, the guy has been around football. 16 years. That's a long time to be in the NFL world, to have a job on coaching staffs in the NFL. They hired him. They hired Kellen Moore, who was responsible for the number one passing offense in football for 3 seasons. I don't know. Is there an underlying message there of like, we don't want to embrace the other. We want to get better at this because this is what we want to be. I don't know. I'm just saying. Could be interesting to think about that way.
Here's what we're doing at 5:30. We're bringing on a guy who has brought teams to Super Bowls. And here's Mark Trestman, OC Minnesota Vikings, OC Cleveland Browns, OC San Francisco 49ers, OC Cardinals, OC Miami Dolphins.
Here, Mark just emailed me this. Can you look at the private chat?
I'm sorry?
Look at the private chat. Mark just emailed me that.
Okay.
I don't know what you want me to answer.
We're just going to talk about, coordinators, and we're going to talk about offensive passing approaches, stuff like that, okay? Tell him nothing because he doesn't want to talk about it because he's a consultant for the Chargers.
Yeah, so he doesn't want to get too
really want to go into like criticizing any other players because he works for the Chargers, okay? All right. So I'm going to give you my top 10 teams. I'm going to give you a chance to get that off to him. And I'm going to give you my top 10 quarterbacks. Tell me when you're ready here.
I'm ready. I gotta revamp my list here. I had my list up here, but I got some changes, folks.
Here is my top 10 NFL teams. We do this every Tuesday. Then we're going to get to your supers. At number 10, I've got the Kansas City Chiefs. At number 9, I've got the Los Angeles Chargers. Number 8, I got the Buffalo Bills. Number 7, I've got the Indianapolis Colts. Number 6, I've got the Philadelphia Eagles. Number 5, I've got the Seattle Seahawks. Number 4, the Detroit Lions. Number 3, the Patriots. Number 2, the Denver Broncos. And number 1, the Los Angeles Rams.
I don't like Broncos at 2, dude. Come on.
9-2. Or they're
you don't think they're the second best football team in pro football?
Why they beat your Phillies? They beat your Eagles.
I can't buy that. I can't buy that. I'm sorry. I can't put the Broncos that high, dude.
Or would you put Broncos at 5 and Seattle's 2?
Let me rattle off mine here. I didn't write them all down, but I do have an idea of where I want to be. 1, I'm going Rams. I'm going to go Rams 1 right now. Do I keep Colts 2? I think that's way too high for them. I'll go Colts 2. I'll go Seahawks 3.
Okay.
Eagles 4.
Okay.
Patriots 5. Or no, Lions 5. Patriots 6. Broncos 7. Chiefs 8. Bills 9. And probably the Chargers. The Green Bay Packers have been bounced out of my top 10. I think they're fraudulent. I'm going to go Chargers.
I like your list more than mine. I like yours.
I had Rams, Colts, Eagles, Patriots. Seahawks, then Patriots. Then I had Lions, Broncos, Chiefs. Who am I missing?
Buffalo.
Bills, and I don't know if I changed that up. The first way I did it is the way I would
Chargers?
do it. Chargers 10.
Okay.
Yeah, I had Lions. No, I think I had Lions above Patriots.
Yeah.
The first time I read it, I had Lions above Patriots. Yeah.
I like your list. I like it. Here's my top 10 quarterbacks.
Wait, real quick though, why'd you have the Colts so low? Because I understand that they've had some flashy moments that maybe have questioned it, but if you look at like the build of that team, really good offensive line,
okay,
really good running game,
okay,
great coordinator, and a defense that's playing really good. Like they have the tools in the shed to like be good. You know what I mean? Is it Daniel Jones that's got you holding? Like, where is it that you had? I think you had them at 7 or 8.
Yeah. I had them at 7.
Yeah, that's low, man.
Okay.
They're 8-2 too, aren't they?
Okay. Well, here. So they beat Miami. They beat Denver. They beat Tennessee. They lost to the Rams. They've beat the Raiders. They've beaten Arizona. They did beat the Chargers. Then they've beaten Tennessee. They lost to Pittsburgh. And they've beaten Atlanta. I mean, you think they're really structurally set up to be in a postseason, being a dome team?
So you're saying you're looking at more of the body of work. They haven't beat anybody.
I'm looking at their body of work.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I just think that the core elements of that team I like, and that's why I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt. I like teams that have great offensive lines, good defensive lines, a good running game. That's how you win playoff football. And that's my concern about the Eagles. Like, think about it. I know people want to be super, and I'm not even trying to be like this contrarian pushing back on the Eagles. How do you win playoff football games? Right now, our offensive line is not the same, and our running game is not the same. Like, when you get into January football, those are the things that allow you to win those games. We were able to do that last year, regardless of what the passing attack looked like. Right now, we haven't really seen any consistency from any of those areas. Now, the defense has been incredible. Agreed. But you almost need the defense to be superhuman, every week for this team to have it. So that's my issue with them. That's why I like the Colts.
I give the Colts a lot of credit for hiring Lou Anarumo, for him being brought over from the Bengals, because you got Shane running the offense and you got him running the defense with better talent. Look at how good he's done with that Colts defense. They're good, dude. I mean, that's a good defensive football team, and he's been a really good addition defensively for that team. So, again, I'm more looking at the body of work.
Yeah, I think that's fair. Did you have Rams 1?
Yes.
Yeah. Stafford's the best quarterback in football right now. I mean, he's on a heater, dude.
He is, man.
Puka Nacua, Devontae Adams. The offensive line's playing really good. Their defensive line is nasty good. Their secondary's played really well this year. They got much better linebackers this year. I mean,
they're deeper.
My Rams team is good, man.
They're deeper too this year. Here's my top 10. I got Dak at 10. I got Hurts 9. I got Knicks 8. I got Golf 7. I got Mahomes 6. I got Allen 5. I got Jones 4. I got Darnold 3. I got Drake May 2. And I got Stafford 1.
I'm going Stafford 1 for sure. I think your list. I would put Darnold above May right now.
Darnold above Drake May.
That's Seattle team. That's another team that has the makings. Like their defense has been playing lights out right now. They're able to run the ball. They got Jackson Smith and Jigba who's playing lights out. Sam Darnold. The question there is, does Darnold go pumpkin?
Yeah, that game a year ago, dude, that they had, like, it still bugs me, those 2 games that he had. those 2 games that he had a year ago where, he had a chance to win the division. He laid an egg. Then he got into the postseason and he laid another egg. And I'm like, okay, dude, I think get this, that NFC West, even though the 49ers, I don't believe it's who they are. Look at the Rams, the Seahawks, and the 49ers, bro. They got that's a pretty tough gauntlet of teams. And look at Seattle's resume. They've beaten Pittsburgh. They lost to Tampa, which is crazy. They've beaten a winning Jacksonville team, whatever you want to put in there. And they're beating these teams convincingly. Now, they did lose to San Francisco in the opener. Now, for the next stretch of games, check this out. They've got Los Angeles. They've got the Colts. They got LA again. I noticed one thing that the league did this year. These games that are like back-to-back, like you play in like Washington one week, then you play in Buffalo, then you play Washington. That's kind of how they're going to play the Rams. They're going to play a couple teams in there. And, so again, I think the league did some crazy shuffling around when it came to the schedule. Give me your list of quarterbacks.
Can you rattle off your list of quarterbacks?
Yeah, sure. Number 10, I got Dak. Number 9, I got Hurts. Number 8, I got Knicks. Number 7, I got Golf. Number 6, I got Mahomes. Number 5, I've got Allen. Number 4, I've got Daniel Jones. Number 3, I got Sam Darnold. Number 2, I got Drake May. And number 1, I got Matthew Stafford.
All right, I'm doing this on the fly. I'm going to go Stafford 1. Give me Darnold 2. Give me Drake May 3. Give me Mahomes 4.
Okay.
I know he's not playing that great, but he's still Pat Mahomes. Give me Danny Dimes at 5. Give me where'd you have Herbert?
I don't. I don't.
You don't have Herbert?
On my 10. I debated between Dak and Herbert for 10.
Is Knicks at 6 too high? Where'd you have Bo Nix?
8.
That feels high. No, Knicks at 6. I'll go Josh Allen 6. Probably go Josh Allen 5, but I'll put him at 6. I'm fine with him at 6. I'll go Jay Hurts at 7. I'll go Dak at 8. I'll go Golf at 9.
Did you put Darnold anywhere?
Darnold was 2.
2, okay. 2.
I'll go Golf 9 and Knicks 10. Left off Herbert, left off Jordan Love, left off Baker Mayfield.
And Lamar.
I got to see a couple more games from Lamar,
too.
But he'll shoot up the list.
Yes, he will, because they're gonna win that North. Xander, they're gonna win the North. Okay? They're gonna win that North division, in my opinion. All right, you want to read some of these supers?
Yeah, let's do it. Where did I have Hurts? I had Hurts 7. I think that's fine. Guys, Hurts is not playing like a top 5 quarterback right now. Why do people have such a hard time? Like, dude, we're a good team. We're winning a lot of games, but like, you don't need to over justify your take by saying Jalen Hurts is playing top 5 quarterback. He's not, guys. He's kind of lucky I put him at 7. I could have easily dropped him down a couple pegs.
Yeah, I got him at 9. I mean,
yeah, I think that's fine. 9.
Listen, I'm you can't dismiss the 7-2 record. So it's why he's in there. But for me, I mean, bro, will you not agree? He probably played 2 really good football games this year.
If that.
He had
2 is good. Maybe 2.5.
Okay.
Here's Corey. I prayed for years to have these types of wide receivers. Now we have them and take them for granted. Do we take them why do we take them for granted? Hurts has great leadership and competes, but I'd rather keep AJ and trade for a passer. 3 first and Hurts for Burrow.
Oh my God. No, I'll take Hurts.
Would you do that deal right now?
No, I wouldn't, because I can't trust Burrow's health.
Well, you can't trust Burrow's health when he's playing behind Cincinnati's offensive line.
Oof, so true. Like, do you bring him back with that shitty O-line? I know they opened up his 21-day window. Do you bring him back when you got very, like, limited shot at making the – now, then again, the AFC North is terrible. Okay? Dude, are you kidding me? There's a guy – look at original Philly. Burrow's ass. Bro, he's the best passing quarterback in pro football. He's so fucking dumb. And you're sitting there glazing Hurts. Hurts is a
Maverick is mad
boy.
because we don't have Hurts top 5. Maverick, you honestly believe that Jalen Hurts is playing like a top 5 quarterback
You
right
bet
now?
he does.
Seriously, dude?
Yeah.
Seriously, Maverick? That's the hill you're going to die on?
You bet he does.
Oh, come on, brother.
Then again,
Don't be a little objective. Don't you want to
how
have
about
any
this? Wait a
desire to
minute.
be somewhat objective in life?
Wait, then again, you struggle with not understanding why fucking this offense is in third and fucking because you look at the talent. And last night, you can't, bro, you should have seen Zander go like this. Fuck you, Sileo. Fuck you. This thing should be fucking number one. Are you? He's not wrong. You're not wrong. You're not. And it's not about expecting it. It's what it is. Isn't that a shitty analysis? It is. It's what it is. I fucking hate that.
I can't take someone seriously that says Joe Burrow is not a good quarterback. I'm sorry. I just can't take you seriously. I mean,
I know,
maybe
man.
Joe Burrow is not a good quarterback. The dude's he's probably one of the best pure quarterbacks in the game right now outside of Matthew Stafford.
Hey, so many people in here with their comments
on quarterbacking in football.
Hey, some of the comments on the quarterbacks in here, I really do. I fucking really question whether or not you really watched the game. I mean,
Here's Paul. What's up, Paul? Still, super random question. I was talking about the 2000 Ravens with a friend today and was wondering if you had a relationship with Tony Siragusa, 2 Northeast Paisan defensive tackles. Great question.
I got a question. Okay, I'll give you a small story. So, Greg Schiano's the head football coach of Rutgers, right? And Greg Schiano coached at Miami. Bro, I think I told some of you guys this story. I found out that he knew David Chase. And David Chase is the guy who made The Sopranos. And Tony Siragusa was friends with James Gandolfini. And so I go like this to Schiano and James Gandolfini. Zander, I've had James Gandolfini on my show.
I know, man. I wish he didn't pass because that's one of my – I'm not a huge TV guy. That's one of my favorite characters of all time.
So wait, get this. He used to do Rutgers commercials. And so he goes like this. I go, listen, you got Tony Siragusa paid a mob guy, and he got knocked off. And I go like this, Greg, I'll fucking do that too. You can kill me, put 2 bullets in the back of my head. I don't care. And he goes like this, all right, if there's another season, sure enough, I auditioned for it. There wasn't another season or I was going to be on The Sopranos.
Wow, that would have been sick.
Because of Greg Schiano.
You would have been great on that show.
Oh, my God, I wanted. Oh, my God, I even auditioned. I had it. They loved me. I met him.
All right, you want to this is a tough question. You ready to answer it?
Yeah.
Underdog says, how is Hurts top 10 when our passing offense never cracks the top 20? Please help me out. I'm talking, not you dummies. I'm talking to the host. It's a fair question, no?
Yeah, because what you're doing is you're looking at the completion percentage. And remember that thing you did to me yesterday?
I think it's really just winning is what's boosting Hurts for me.
Yeah, but wait. You know that thing that you said when you said that why are the Eagles so good in the red zone? And you went like this, Sills. Look at the limited attempts that they've been down there versus other teams like Seattle that have been down there multiple times. I think they're really efficient. I do. They throw the ball effectively and efficiently. They don't turn it over. That's why he's always going to have a high quarterback rating. They throw those 5-yard hitch passes and those go patterns. They count on the yak yards a lot. They don't really play high percentage football. That punt that Jaelan threw last night, I mean, bro, I think it was a fair catch like in Yankee Stadium. I mean, fuck.
I said that last night. People weren't happy with that comment last night.
Well, it was, man. So underdog, yeah, no, it's more that there's not high volume. They're very effective. He throws those 5-yard passes.
Look, all the people, I love underdog because he fires people up because he speaks his mind. And look, this is the response. This is Philadelphia. Killa, I don't know if you think this is like a good way to dispute somebody you disagree with. Underdog got some corny ass takes with a bunch of emoji. Underdog, Killa, if you're gonna say the man has bad takes, then fucking prove why the take is not good.
Correct.
Don't
Have
call
some
him
backup
corny.
to that.
That's it. That means you lost. If you just start calling them names and bullshit, that's not a good way to debate or win an argument or prove people why you're right or somebody else is wrong.
It's an infant's answer.
Yeah, I mean, come on, Underdog or Philadelphia, you're better than that.
You know why?
You're better than that.
You know why he's an asshole? Because.
Yeah, right. Because he was mean to my quarterback.
Yeah. Because, hey, you see that what my guy just did right now, too. Coach Brown I said that, hey, Jalen Hurts. Wait, I'll ask you.
Is there any shorts I got to get? Because remember, yesterday was game day, so I was so busy. I didn't even get to all that content. That's why I hate when we have great guests on before a game.
When I asked him about Jalen Hurts and do you think the Eagles win in spite of him?
Yeah, a follow-up on that.
Because he answered that. Do you think they win in spite of him?
Sometimes. Yeah, definitely.
Sometimes. Wow,
yeah.
Zander.
I don't think all the time. Like Cowboys week 1, no. But like, there are times where he doesn't do a whole lot. I mean, and that's okay. We have a great team. We had a great running game. I mean, look at the Packers playoff game last year. Because there's one thing that like I always like to just try and give all the context. Like I'm fine if somebody thinks differently than me, but like people always say this about Jalen, and I appreciate it because I agree with it to much extent. I've seen him play well in 2 Super Bowls. He's a gamer. He plays big in big moments.
He does.
But isn't a playoff game a big moment?
You bet.
Yeah. If you don't win, you go home. Like the year before last year, he played like dog shit in the playoffs. Isn't that not a big moment? In the first 2 games of the playoffs last year versus the Packers and the Rams, he didn't really play that good. Like, I know we won the game, but Jalen didn't really play that good. He hit like 90 passing yards versus the Rams in that game.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, he's had big gamer moments for sure. But to sit here and say anytime there's a big game, Jalen shows up is objectively false. It's not true.
It's not.
Yeah, it's not true. I think for the most, he has had moments that I think he deserves a lot of credit for. But there are also moments where you're like, like that Rams playoff game is a perfect example of probably one in spite of him. He had 225 yards from Saquon Barkley, 2 touchdowns. Defense made some plays in that game. That's probably one example.
You're doing Zander.
How about the Packer playoff game last year?
Zander, I think you, out of like 99% of the people that are covering this team, you're one of the very few people that have the passion for the team and say the truth. Let me ask you this here. A.J. Brown, Barkley, or Hurts, who are you more disappointed in so far after 9 games?
A.J. Brown, Barkley, or Hurts? Disappointed is not the right word for any of them.
How about
I'm
underachieving?
not disappointed in any of them. I'm underwhelmed by the output that those 3 players as the core of the offensive skill players have been able to put out. We have those guys on our football team. Those are the guys that wear eagle green. And we put out a 24th, 25th ranked offense. Like, I don't get it. Again, I'm fine with people who just want to win and they're like, I don't care about that. Okay, that's cool. You can have that approach. But objectively speaking, offensively, it is a little bit of a letdown when you have those guys and this is the output that you put out. And I would say it's a lot of a letdown, not a little bit of a letdown. But I wouldn't say I'm frustrated with them. I would just say I'm underwhelmed.
I would say A.J. Brown for me.
Yeah, but I don't think it's A.J. Brown's fault, bro. A.J. Brown doesn't get the ball.
You think they're phasing him out of the offense?
It almost feels like that, doesn't it?
Oh, that's a great tweet. They're phasing him out of the offense because they're going to move him in the offseason and they're going to draft a wideout.
Anthony wants to ask a good question. Anthony says, I got a question, and I love Anthony. Anthony's always been a great
Anthony's good. He is good.
He says, I'm not saying he's a prolific passer, but this guy is at the helm of the most winning time in franchise history. What are we doing here? Well, Anthony, do you believe that he's the reason that it's the most winning time? Or do you believe that the roster assembled by Howie, what's a bigger reason for the most winning time? Is it the roster that Howie has assembled in the last 4 years? Or is it Jalen Hurts? What's a bigger reason? Because I know college isn't the same, but like I've watched Jake Coker win a national. Again, not the same. It's college, but to act like a quarterback can't be on a great football team and win a lot of games and not be the sole reason, I think is a little bit naive. I mean, you can have a great team around a solid quarterback, and the quarterback is not the reason for winning.
Okay. Let me ask you this. If you were Clark Hunt, the owner of the Kansas City Chiefs, who could you live without, Andy Reid or Mahomes?
Ooh, that's a good question. Who could you live without, Reid or Mahomes? I don't think Mahomes would be Mahomes without Reid, and I don't think Reid would have had the success without Mahomes.
Okay, that's a great answer.
Yeah, that's just what I think.
Who do you think Jeffrey Lurie could live without? Jalen Hurts or Howie Roseman?
Yeah, that's an easy answer.
Okay. I think that what you went through Kansas City, it's a debate. Ain't no debate. Philly. And he proved it last night by putting Phillips on the field. All of a sudden, like this, magically, you look like the 24 defense again. That wasn't just Vic. That was fucking Howie. That was Howie Roseman and Vic working together. Had nothing to do with Nick Sirianni either. Had nothing to do with it. Who could you live without?
Let me see
Buffalo?
if Anthony followed up. Anthony says Howie has been here 20 years and has never won at this clip. But Anthony, he hasn't had the same level of success or the same team building philosophy or the same draft success. I mean, come on.
Different general manager after the broom closet, though, and the Jalen
100%.
Rager deal.
I mean, Anthony, you say that like this year, like this roster that he's assembled isn't better than the rosters he's assembled 15 years ago. Come on, dude.
Hey, Anthony, it's starting to look like the roster that he has of talent is better than the 22 roster this year.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Well, yeah, 22, we had Queasy Watkins and
you didn't have Vic.
Didn't have Vic. Boy, we would have won that Super Bowl if we
You bet you would have won that Super Bowl. You bet you would have won that. You're not giving up those dude, he owns Mahomes and Andy Reid. You're not losing that Super Bowl. You got a training wheel DC then too, Jonathan Gannon. So I mean, yeah. How about this one? Who could you live without? Sean McDermott or Josh Allen in Buffalo? If you're the owner, Pagula.
So I've learned that that Sean McDermott's father is an avid listener of Birds 365.
Fantastic.
So I will now no longer criticize my boy Sean McDermott. All right?
That is great. Oh my God.
His father loves Birds 365. I'm like,
he must live in Philly.
Yeah, he grew up. Sean McDermott went to LaSalle.
I know he was Andy Reid's coaching staff. Yeah. Absolutely, yeah.
So Sean McDermott is a fan. I'm gonna have to break my. All right, we got more supers. We'll get to them here. Paul says one of my buddies played for Shiano at Ramapo High School back in the day. By the way, in New Jersey. Look at that,
dude. I get this. James Gandolfini came in when I was doing my audition. I was all duped up in this stuff. David Chase was the guy who created it. You know the guy on the East Street Band was there too. And it was a lot of fun, man. We had a lot of gabagool. We had a lot of sandwiches. Everyone had a bunch of fun. I was so close to getting on that thing, man.
There you go. All right, here we go. Khaled says, how much you think Lurie could deal with this horseshit offense? If they keep winning, they got to keep winning. That's it.
You think he had a meeting today?
No. I'll get to it, Zeal. Don't worry, brother. I'm going to them all.
Huh.
I don't think he had a meeting. They won.
10-7.
He didn't look too. Do you see when they panned to him in the box?
He didn't look too happy.
All right, didn't look too happy.
Him and his girl sitting over there going like,
hey, Jeffrey Larry ain't look too happy. Here's catch. Read this, Sills.
I will. I love Jalen Hurts.
Clip it, Vince.
Hey, that's really good, Catch. Good stuff.
Catch, thank you for the support, my brother. I appreciate it, man.
Yeah, that's funny.
Here's Real Zeal. Zeal, thank you, my guy. Appreciate it. $10 super chat. All the $10 there. Appreciate it. Good. The issue isn't the third and long draws. It's that they are always in third and long. Great points. Zeal's got a lot of great points. Too many penalties. They're one of the most penalized teams in the league. Zeal, well done. Those are all great context.
Bro,
that
you're
problem.
dead on. A year ago, you were not in third and longs. This year, you are in third and longs a lot. And that's why.
Because of the run game, right? I mean, we live in third and long because we're
you're
not
not winning first and second down. Right?
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, that's why the complexion of this team is so much different than last year. It really is.
Hey, I'm going to give you a compliment here. I think your knowledge of the game is really, since you started going on air, I think you improved every single month. That you really got a good sense of the game here, man. I don't think everybody.
Well, you know what? I honestly,
I think you're really working at it too. But you could tell you're working at it.
I attribute a lot of that to you and to John and to the work. I mean, I do it a lot, and when I'm off the air, I dive into as much as I possibly can. I do want to
you're listening to the people that come on the network and talking.
Oh, absolutely. Your guests have always educated me.
We got a guy coming up at 5:30 that's going to educate everybody too.
Yeah. Here's Steve-O Speaks. What's up, Steve-O? Appreciate you, my man. Look at that. What is that? A big stogie in the profile picture? Gotta love it. Gotta love a stogie. He says Hurts is better in a tempo, quick throw, zone read option, misdirection type quarterback. He needs to be in that type of situation to thrive. Yeah, he's not a progression reader.
But I do like the fact that he's right on when he goes quick tempo. I do think that offense looks better. They did none of that last night. They didn't go any quick tempo last. It was so vanilla, dude. It was like a preseason game, wasn't it? Like they were so fucking vanilla that they didn't really attempt anything. You know what? Do you agree? Do you think sometimes the philosophy is waiting for the other teams to make mistakes because they know how good they are?
What it is. They don't. Their whole goal with this $250 million offense is just don't lose the game for us. Think about how crazy that is.
We're going to wait for you to make a mistake.
Think about how crazy that is, though.
Totally crazy.
Like, I'm not going to be the aggressor in life. I'm just going to
wait for you to fuck up.
Don't make any mistakes. Like, why? That's where I don't get. Like, that's what pisses me off about the offense, because it's like, all right, if that's the approach and it's working, fine. Why are we paying all these guys? Does it make sense?
It doesn't.
What?
The only way it makes sense is in the win-loss column. It's the only way it makes sense.
Well, what's a bigger reason for the win-loss column? The defense or the offense?
Oh, the defense.
Pay the defense.
Hey, you want to hear a rumor coming out today?
Remember, Sills, this is a team that let Milton Williams go, that let Gardner Johnson go, that let Isaiah Rodgers go, that let these guys go because contracts, because we're paying the offense. Yet we don't ask the offense to go win games for us. Doesn't make sense.
You want to hear a quick rumor that I just got? Belichick and John Mara talking.
Oh, really? I could so see that. I wouldn't like that, honestly.
Belichick has always coveted that job, and he said he'd walk to New Jersey to get that job.
He started there, didn't he?
Yep. Well, he started in Baltimore with Ted Martin.
New York,
then he went to Denver. Then he went to the Giants. Ray Perkins hired him. He was the linebacker coach. Then when Parcells got elevated to the head coaching job, he became the linebacker coach. Then he became the defensive coordinator under Parcells in New York. But he was supposed to get that job. He always felt that Parcells fucked him. And get this. So they thought.
That when they hired Coughlin?
No. What happened was Parcells didn't resign then. He took the Cleveland job, and then he had Ray Handley. Ray Handley got that job. Some fucking nobody got that job. And get this, Parcells is involved in this rumor. You know how? Joe Schoen. You know why he's still there? Parcells is backing Joe Schoen to get Belichick to New York, and that's why John Mara, who's dying of cancer, by the way, doesn't want to make a move at the GM spot. Just a little insight of what's being talked about behind the scenes in New York. Because get this, Schoen was put in power in Miami by Parcells. That's where he came from. He went down there, then up to New York.
That's right. He was in Buffalo too, Schoen, wasn't he?
Yep. Went up to Buffalo.
Kimberly says Beckham was the insurance policy on Barkley. We couldn't pay him $10 million a year to protect that investment. Really? How about the investment on the coaching staff that fits the quarterback? I mean,
Yeah, no doubt,
speaking of
man.
investments.
No. What? You know what? That not hiring of Cliff Kingsbury kind of comes back to make me thinking, Kingsbury's dealt with that style of quarterback. You really didn't want to go and make a move. I found out that whole thing about the offensive line coach Stoutland was bullshit. He never said he wanted to replace Stoutland. So it was kind of like made up bullshit in Philly that why didn't you hire Kingsbury? Did you just not want to lose like control of the offense under Nick?
Maybe.
I think that's what more it is.
Yeah, maybe. Here's some black. What's up, brother? Sills, Jalen needs Reich badly next year to upgrade.
Frank Reich is done November 29th. I don't know how the transition's going to go on who they're going to name as head coach of Stanford. I think that he's going to have a small say in like the direction along with Andrew Luck. But what I'm understanding, by the time the playoffs start, Zander, I wouldn't be shocked if Frank Reich is part of the as a consultant, like we're going to talk with Mark Trestman, like somebody like that, but with more say in the offense, especially if Patullo's shitting the bed. I mean, who do you think Nick Sirianni's going to listen to more? If you're in a playoff and you're in a tough situation, Frank Reich, who's won a Super Bowl for you and in that organization, or are you going to listen to Kevin Patullo who doesn't really know what the hell he's doing? I don't know, man. I mean,
I ain't listening to Kevin Patullo.
Kevin Patullo's a traffic cop, in my opinion, man.
I don't want that dude telling me how to pump my gas. Fucking
right. He's a traffic cop.
Corporate Pumper says, y'all got it wrong. Hurts is supposed to take the delay game and then punt. That's why the camera panned to Nick and he said WTF, Hurts and AJ blow. I got to rewatch that pump. I didn't see that. I'll have to look.
Yeah. I got it too. I think there's a
lot of before. I think the Seahawks game a couple years ago.
Yeah, listen, a pump. I think there's a lot of Bob Lane going on right now to try to cover for Nick in that play. I think that's a Nick Sirianni deal.
Here's Khaled. Even with winning, why is Lurie settling with this? Because they're winning. That's why.
Yeah.
That's it.
Bro, if they were just winning like Andy, I don't think he'd be sitting around. But they're winning the Super Bowl. And you're going to the Super Bowl. Dude, you've never had a coach go to 2 Super Bowls in your entire history. You've never had one. I mean, hey, but dude, don't you agree? Come on, Nick. I don't know. I don't know who benefits more from Howie, Jalen or Nick.
Yeah, it's so true.
I don't.
So let me get this straight. Sirianni wanted to take the delay game, but AJ and Hurts went rogue again. Yeah, I take my slander of Nick back. Bums.
Come on, Pump. I think they're dying on the sword for the
Here's
guy.
Steve-O. Steve-O says, I believe the coordinator's hands are tied because of Hurts' quarterback limitations.
Okay, there's some truth to this. Sure.
I think there might be more truth to that than people would be willing to accept.
Yeah. What would you listen? What would you want Kevin Patullo to call for Jalen Hurts? Deep passes? What would you want him to call? He's limited at throwing across the middle of the field. He's just learning how to set fucking protections. Come on, man.
Here's Des the Hebrew. He says, I have to disagree, Sills. The offense is balanced. Shitty passing game and a shitty running game.
I am so happy Des.
Everything is bad.
I love the fact that Des the Jew's back. I love him, man. He's my favorite.
Great. He's been here a while, man. Jersey Dude becomes a member. Thank you, Jersey Dude.
Very good, my friend. Yes.
All right, we got a couple more, man. Supers are flying off the shelves today. Thank you,
everybody.
Love it.
Very good.
Roll Philly says, Z, why is Sileo asking about coaches and quarterbacks for the other team, but GM and Hurts? It should be Nick and Hurts. You missed the point, Roll Philly. In Kansas City, Andy Reid is far more important than Brett Veach. In Philadelphia, Howie Roseman is far more important than Nick Sirianni.
Okay, right. Okay.
He's saying because you asked me Mahomes or Reid, and then when you asked me about Hurts, you asked me Hurts and Howie instead of Hurts and Nick.
Okay. That's an easy one, too. Hurts over Nick. I wouldn't even think 10 seconds about that. Bye, Nick. I wouldn't think 10 seconds. Hey, if there's one guy in Philadelphia that has a job.
I'm actually surprised you said that. You'll take Hurts over Nick?
Oh, fuck yeah.
Remember, Nick was a part of a really good offense in Indianapolis.
Bro, I'm taking the player. The player's winning in spite of Nick.
Here's Paul. Paul says, how much do you think the play calling is affected because of Hurts' inability to throw receivers open, and how much of that is due to his size to see over the lineman and the fear of losing the turnover battle? It's
all of it, part of it.
Everything you just said, Paul, is a part of it.
That's right. So that means you got to get coaching in there that knows how to coach that shit instead of guys who can help Nick. They hire dudes to help Nick. They don't hire dudes to help Jaelan. Zander keeps going back to 2022, rightfully so. Why? Well, that's the best coaching he's had. The rest of the shit's been all coaches for Nick. We hired from a guy, and then get this, what I don't like about Nick and how it goes. So Nick wants to elevate these guys, but then doesn't stand up for Brian Johnson. Okay.
I will say there was one throw yesterday where Hurts underthrew Devontae on the right hash, and it looked like Hurts was like tippy-toeing to try and see over the lineman.
Then back up more.
Well, that's one of his problems, too. He backs up so fucking far. All right, here's Mikey Shreds. Mikey says, the question I have is why run up the middle?
Hey, you know what Frank Wright said about Hurts to me? What? I shouldn't really go crazy here with it, but I'll say a little bit until we get him back on again. He says his feet are all screwed up.
Footwork.
Says, I mean, he's like resorting back to like first, second year things a little bit.
Well, Jaelan has never been super comfy in the pocket. He's not a pocket awareness guy.
But that means he's got to work more at his feet, and you've got to work more at the details.
Shred says, the question I have is why run up the middle on first and second when the first 5 attempts went for no substantial yards? Are these guys nuts? Seriously?
They don't fear the passing game. And now, bro, there's got to be something wrong with Barkley. I ask it every week. So do you think he looks like New York Giants Does he look like New York Giants Barkley right now?
Yeah, he does a little.
Oh, my God. New York Giants Barkley right now.
Here's Freddie. Atlanta really going to give the Rams a top 10 pick? What do you mean? Do the Rams have Atlanta's top? Wait a second. No.
No, they don't.
Yes, they do. They traded it for Michael Penix, didn't they?
Oh, that's right. Holy shit. They're going to get that guy, Ruben Bain.
They got the Falcons pick from the 2025 trade.
Oh, you know who they're going to get? They're going to get that Miami offensive lineman, Francis Magawa.
The Rams are going to have a top 10 pick.
How he sees that, he knows that.
Freddie, what the fuck, Freddie?
Boy, good pull, Freddie. Good pull, Freddie. Good pull.
Ramir says, I feel like they want to see if Smith can take over.
What's that mean?
See if Smith can be wide receiver 1.
Oh,
so they feel better about maybe moving on from AJ.
I tell you what I'm doing in the draft. If this kid,
we can't take it wide out, bro.
Wait, whoa.
No.
If Jaelan Phillips turns out to be a guy who you want to give $25 million to, $30 million to, he turns out to be that guy, you wouldn't go in the draft at number 32? At number 32 and try to move up maybe or not, or sitting there and take a wideout at 30.
Wait, who did you say? What wideout?
Okay, so
what wideout did you say?
I didn't say any wideout.
Okay.
Yet.
I thought you said
one of the deepest.
I don't really like him that much.
It's one of the deepest groups of wideouts this year coming into the NFL draft.
That's going to keep happening too.
Yeah, right. No question. So why wouldn't you want to get cheaper, move Brown after June 1 when it's only $14 million on a cap?
Yeah, they might. They probably that's probably what they will do, to be honest. And who's been a letdown is Ryan. Well, I don't think Ryan Williams is that great.
Okay.
The Bama kid.
The what?
The Bama kid, Ryan Williams.
Okay.
Fingernail polish guy.
Yeah, no.
Supposed to be real good. Shies away from contact constantly. Always worried about getting hit. Drops balls because he's worried about getting hit constantly. I mean, he was supposed to be really good. I don't think he's lived up to it quite. Theodore says, is Fangio teaching Hurts to beat zone? No, I don't think Fangio even looks at the offense or gives a shit.
I bet you Hurts asks questions to him, though. I bet you he'll like, why wouldn't you do this? If I'm going to take on the Detroit defense this weekend, and they play kind of a too high safety, if I was Jaelan, why wouldn't I ask Vic, what do you think they're going to try to do to me? How does that mean? If Bill Belichick was in your room and he was coaching the defense and you were with Josh McDaniels and Josh is doing all that, would you not ask if you were a quarterback, Drake May, hey, coach, what do you think they're going to try to do? Just to get some intel? Well, you wouldn't ask a question? I would. I would ask a question. If that's skilled of a coach, I'd constantly.
I would ask the question. I just don't think Fangio's like taking time.
No. He's not going, hey, Jaelan, come here. There's Jalen's got to ask him for that. I think there's some of that.
Yeah, let me ask you a question. Does it look like Fangio's teaching Hurts how to beat zone?
No. No, it looks like he's asking a guy at Wawa how to fucking beat zone coverages.
Regardless of what happens this year, is Wright the next offensive coordinator?
I don't think he wants that job. He said it on his program. He doesn't want that job. He made it clear to them before they hired Kevin Patullo. They offered it to him. He said it here. He goes, they don't want to do that. And so
sometimes tenure is money. What's the trade value of a highly paid wide receiver 2 getting 700 yards in the offseason?
That's Jalen Reagor.
3rd round pick, a 4th round pick. I don't
more like a 7th round pick. Oh my God. I can't believe Jalen.
Catch says, do your top 10 quarterback list again with salary, then sort by salary and read the order. Oh God, I can't do that right now, but
yeah, I'll do that tomorrow.
Stafford's up there. Darnold is making what? What did Darnold get?
I think he got 20. I think he got
20?
No, he got like 10. He got like 10.
No way.
Yeah, Darnold got like 10 million.
Off of 14 wins last year?
Yeah. Dude, they cut him.
Yeah, 3 years, 100 mil. He got 55
million. Oh, he got 30?
Yeah, he got 30.
30.
33 and a half.
Yeah, you're right. Baker's making 30.
Yeah, those are two value contracts.
Drake May's on a rookie contract.
All right, here we go. Couple more.
Hey, do me a favor. Look one more up. What did Daniel Jones get in Indy? I'd like to know.
I think he's the one who got 10. 1 year, 14 mil.
Okay. What a steal. Holy shit. Right?
Kyle says, this is just a preview for the draft. Don't be surprised if it's a safety or the interior guy from Penn State.
They're not going to take a safety with one. They're not taking a safety.
A safety in the first round, Kyle?
No way. They trade out.
They're taking it off. I guarantee it. Book it. They're taking an offensive lineman in round 1. Book it.
Would they wouldn't take a corner too?
I don't think so. They got to spend 2.
Well, you've traded for fucking every corner in the fucking league, just about. I mean, right? I mean, how many more corners are you going to trade?
How much more capital can we spend on fucking corners, man?
Right.
Yes, Lane. You got Juergens. You got Dickerson's health. D-line. Twiz, how many more fucking D-line can we take with the first round? Nolan, Jordan, Jalen. Come on, dude. How many more off defensive linemen? They've taken 3, and they just traded for a first-round pick in Jaelan Phillips.
Let me see something here. What's the 5th-year option on Nolan Smith?
It's going to be like 14 mil because he's not an all-pro or a pro boy. He doesn't even meet the snap thresholds.
Nolan Smith. Let's see that.
We have 4 edges that are free agents. Who? You can't be talking about Azeez Ojulari and Joshua Uche, can you?
Hey, you were right on Uche.
I know I was.
You got that right.
Waddington says, what do we think we got? I think they should pay Goddard, but
how about this? Nolan Smith Yeah, it's about $11 million.
Look at Dimebag. Dimebag must have just smoked a dime bag because he's in his creative bag here. Eagles got more corners than a Rubik's Cube, yet we still got more holes than a golf course.
Oh, man. Look, hey, you better take that hookah, man.
I'm getting delirious up here, man. I got to get the fuck out of here.
No shit you do, man. We got one more here, I think.
Oh, God.
It's our boy Deds the Joe.
Last year we said Howie would never take a linebacker first round. No, I'm saying strictly off need, not because they wouldn't do it.
Okay. Big Seals, your love for the Pats and the Colts. Who did they play? Dude, let me say something to you. I love the Pats. I told you, by the way, that was one of my predictions at the
I don't like this whole thing of like they played nobody because we lost to a nobody.
Yeah,
so like, you play who's in front of you in the NFL, and every week is always good competition. So
hey, Gino, you got beat by the shitty Giants who just fired their coach. Congratulations.
Please get me off this show.
How much sleep have you gotten?
I got 2 hours 50, my Whoop said last night.
2 hours 50.
Let me look. 310 it says.
310. Look at it. I got it. 310. Come on, Big Z. All right, dude. Let me get you out of here.
What happened to my camera, though? There we go. All right, brother. Good stuff.
Hey, congratulations to you, man. You know what's really hard for you right now? You fucking
what? You and John teaming up on me like a bunch of bitches?
Hey, wait.
I think you're a buttercup to John. I think you don't want to disagree with John.
I couldn't disagree last night.
I think you're a buttercup. I think you went buttercup.
What? Because what I said, your offense is fucking.
I think you went buttercup last night.
On what? What?
Aunt Betty, did he go buttercup? If you tell me no, then I'll believe you. But Aunt Betty, you've watched more Big Sills than anyone. Is he going buttercup, Aunt Betty?
I did not.
Is he going buttercup on me?
For the post game show.
Dude,
she watches. By the way, she watches your pop on that green.
Oh, the green sounds fire, dude.
Dude, you guys kicked ass on it, right?
I need that before I leave. I need Aunt Betty to tell me if Sileo is going buttercup.
She better answer correctly because if she doesn't,
no, don't placate to him.
And
buttercup Sills, look at it. Way. Bring them in. Make the comments. Buttercup Sills. Come on, Aunt Betty. Don't let me down, Aunt Betty. Come on, Aunt Betty.
I did not, man. I think you're off.
I want to see what Aunt Betty has to say.
Hey, I get no way. She ain't gonna answer.
Look, she's thinking. She's like, "How do I get out of this? How do I say this properly?"
You can answer it, Betty. Go ahead. Yeah, let's see what she says. By the way, we're going to talk to Mark Trestman in a couple minutes.
I think we got all the super chats.
Good.
We got a lot of supers today. Thank you, everybody.
Yeah, thank you, folks. That was good. I think she's not answering.
She's not. She doesn't want to. I can't blame her. She doesn't want. He said never. That's real Italian loyalty right there. That is Italian loyalty right there.
Absolutely.
I respect the game, Aunt Betty.
Absolutely.
But I know deep down, Aunt Betty, you know this dude is going buttercup.
Oh, man.
This dude doesn't want to stir up Johnny Mac.
Hey, no, that's not. Dude, you did enough of that last night.
Yeah, I know I did. Why do you what? Wait, Zander, you're spoiled for wanting more than the 29th ranked offense in football. You're spoiled. Fuck, what are you talking about?
He got so mad.
Offense certified ass cheeks, man.
Wait, hey, Zander got so mad at Johnny, he told me to go fuck off. I was like, what?
I was fired up on the post.
I know you were, man. I know.
All right, I'm out of here, dude.
Okay, hey, short work week, man. I mean, that's a
I'm ready to rock, man. That's a big game on Sunday night.
Big game.
In Philly.
Right. In Philly.